Welcome back to another episode of Friday Night at the Barbell. This is episode 21 featuring Chris Lentini. Everyone knows him, Alabama legend, gym owner, coach, elite level power lifter, king of the Smurf kingdom. Get to know him and a little bit more of his story behind the Smurfs, a lot of information about how we're going to grow the sport of powerlifting in Alabama again, and much more. Also want to thank Powerlifting United Alabama. They help us out. We want to help them out. Helps grow the sport and kind of build our community up. Also wanted to take a second and mention the Patriotic Kenny Foundation. I've done this every week now. Not affiliated with them, but just a project that's like near to my heart. They provide mobility to veterans in need. It's a weird market out there for stuff like that. So if you can, donate to them and help support veterans that need the ability to move again. Thanks. Enjoy the show.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I got a work glove. I can build it. I can build something. There we go. And then we take the coffee mug, jam it into the steering wheel like this, put it on top of the work glove. Yeah. This is like how I come up with some of the shit we do. Okay, coffee mug is jammed into the steering wheel. Work glove is put there. I think this is going to work.
Okay.
All right, if I randomly fall in the middle of the interview, that's why. There we go. Done.
All right, MacGyver.
Yeah.
Christopher MacGyver. Cool. All right. Welcome back. One of our revisits. It's been a hot minute, and last time it was a scuffed basement interview with 17 people all on like one microphone.
It was fun though. That was my first one ever. So
it was fun.
The bar was high because I had nothing to compare it to. So good job.
Or the bar was very low, rather. Very low, in fact. The bar, same as powerlifting. The bar is set very low.
But for a B movie actor, like, I'm in a fucking movie, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
People
I made it.
No, yeah, they're like, nobody saw that. You're like, yeah, but I made it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you saw it. I was there.
Exactly. My mom saw it. Yeah.
Cool. God, I want to first off tell everyone who you are, even though everyone knows and it's on the bottom. But and I want to start by talking about Iron Empire.
Okay.
Because you're in a new location, and I think it's fucking awesome. And
thank you.
Just kind of the growth of that, because I think a lot of people are very interested in owning their own gym.
The way that it's kind of come to where it is now is it's almost like if you don't stop and slow down, you really can't appreciate it, because it's 5 years now, and to go from literally a storage unit to 5,000 square feet or whatever, or 4,000 square feet, wherever we're at now, it's kind of surreal. Like I don't think I ever slow down enough and really just kind of absorb it all, but because I'm always looking at the next thing. Like I just bought like a Conan wheel, and everybody said, where are you going to put it? I'm like, fuck, I don't know, that y'all figured that shit out. I just buy things. I'm like, this looks cool. They're like, that's like 8 feet long. I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't really think about it. You know, so like, but I think it's just because I love like all things strength. You know, since Nate Barber's been coming here, you know, that the strongman side has really grown, and you know, I love going to Chuck's stuff whenever it's not on the same day as a meet, and just kind of anything to make somebody better. I think that's kind of my motto, and that's probably what made the gym get to where it is now, because I'll just accumulate stuff like, we need this, we need that. And it's not even an I need, you know, because I have a lot of things that I'd like, but I'm literally just like the engineer inside of me that kind of alludes to the coaching is the same reason the gym the way it is. Like, if this will make somebody better, then I'll get it. And, you know, I'll figure a way to incorporate it into all the training if possible. And then, you know, that's kind of the gym now allows me with more space to do my own meets, which is cool. But also, like, I'm already thinking forward. Like, I want bigger things. Like, I want to be like the Amazon of strength in Birmingham. I want everybody to be like, oh, I need to go here because I want to do this. They don't have this or that, you know, and then not just the things, but the people too.
Yeah.
We have just a ridiculous amount of people now that the space is bigger to be able to say, you know, like, oh, such and such, you know, they're really good at this. So, you know, whereas I may not be a 600-pound bench presser, well, we have one of those now, you know, like things like that. And you can come and talk to these people and ask them things from their perspective rather than always from like the coaching perspective that I'll give. You can get it from them, and, you know, they go to different federation meets. So just the amount of information now under this roof, it's, I don't know, grown 100 times over in the last 5 years. And that's the thing that I love the most. You know, so that's kind of it. Bigger isn't necessarily always better, but just the amount of people now that we're able to get under one roof and the amount of information, it makes it feel more like, I want to say like Elite FTS, you know, from an information standpoint. I mean, obviously that would be the end goal, would be to be something that's like where people want to go to this place just to say they've been there type thing. But that's what I love the most. I mean, shit, I would love to have 900 bars like Elite FTS around the wall. If it made sense, I would do it. But that's what I just enjoyed. The people aspect in the gym is just a byproduct of the growth over the last 5 years. And again, I never would have thought this, Bryant, whenever it started. You know, like, I would have been content at the last place. I was like, this is cool. It's got that grungy kind of, you know, I guess Ronnie Coleman's gym, whatever it was, the one in Texas.
Metroflex.
Yeah, Metroflex. Like, it's got that grungy feel to it. But, you know, I couldn't do strongman things without taking apart the stuff, walking it out the door, reassembling. That's very tedious. But now you can just say, like, oh, yeah, it's over there.
Yeah.
You know, like that kind of stuff helps a lot. And then, like, I put my old living room couch in the gym now. So, like, when you're like, oh, man, that set was hard, I think I'm going to go sit on the couch. Like, you can't really do that anywhere else, you know? Or just you can be like, yeah, I'm going to sit on the couch, have a beer.
Yeah.
So,
I think at the meet, I looked at Josh and I said, who put the casting couch in here? Because I knew, you know, that's exactly
yeah, I
what
mean,
it
you
is.
can just kind of look over your shoulder and see all the Judies hanging. And I have a 12-year-old kid that I train now, and like that was his first question when he came in. He's like, "What are the dolls up there?" I'm like, "Well," I said, "that's how we know how old the gym is. There's 5 dolls hanging. It's 5 years old." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And like that was the end of it, you know.
That's
and
all
his
you
dad
gotta
was
say.
like, you know, like I do like that. I did get asked a lot at the meet when we're getting a margarita machine. So
That's funny.
Like, you know, I was like, the seed was planted on that one. I mean, wouldn't you like to do like margaritas and mayhem meet?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fucking awesome?
In May, hot as shit.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I did see the taps in the corner as well, so that's actually a fair question. So
Yeah,
that's funny.
it'll happen.
Some of the people that were with Corey Burridge, she had a couple of her friends, and they had kids as well. They're probably around that, maybe a little bit younger than that. But they said, "Why are there melted people on the ceiling?" Like, you know,
Melted people. That's so great.
So yeah,
Because it's hot. Yeah.
yeah. Everyone notices. Yeah, it's warm. You know, it used to be an actual person. They lifted too much.
Yep.
First ever sign of someone lifting too much.
Yeah, they didn't do their PT work. That's what I should tell everybody. Yeah.
They didn't do
Or
their
they didn't do
cardio.
accessories.
Yeah, they didn't do their accessories or cardio. They melted away. That's funny. And then I think we talked about it last time, but it's been so long. Can you tell me again where the Smurfs came from?
Yeah, that was my training partner, Joe. Like,
Joe,
because right. I tortured him. You know, he's 275. I was a buck, probably 190 at the time because I wasn't doing anything. And, you know, he just kept pushing me. And eventually when I started getting better, he's like, God damn, I'm not getting any rest, man. You're like a little angry Papa Smurf. And I was like, wow, that's really good name. You know, like that's how all the nicknames are, though. They're so organic across the board, and the board, I think, is probably the coolest thing about the new place, because now there's a lot more room for a lot more names, and the board is probably the biggest eye catcher when people come in. They're like, oh wow, I am nowhere near those numbers. I'm like, okay, well, like, he's a world champ, like, like it's really cool to have that and showcase it like that, because that does mean a lot to people. Like, getting on the board is, and that's what that 11-year-old kid asked me. He's like, how do I get on the board? I'm like, well, you got to do a meet. It's like, so that's how you do it. He's like, I want to get on the board. So I like things like that. It's something a little bit different.
Yeah, we did the same thing when I was at Strong Inc., like right before I left. Painted on a big chalkboard and made it to where you could add a lot of lifts.
Right.
All the strongman stuff, just all the weird, wacky stuff, overhead press, incline bench. Like, we wanted enough room to where anybody could get on the board. You just actually had to try.
Right.
So,
right.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, those little things are good visual representations, especially for new people.
Oh, yeah.
It gives them a goal to work towards, because not every person knows to pull up open powerlifting, and you know what I'm saying? So It's a quick reference. They come in, and the first thing they want to know is like, okay, that number's kind of achievable. How big is that person? I'm like, oh, they only weigh like 140 pounds. They're like, oh, fuck. So, I mean, it's still fun to have that and be able to reference it, because it's a good guide, and some people don't know how strong they can be without having something to go after like that. So that's the plus of it. I don't really see any negatives to it.
I think it's similar to when right before I first started, I joined up at Strong Inc. when I moved to Tuscaloosa, and when I walked in, this guy was giving me the tour of the gym, and this dude was deadlifting or benching. His name's Stephen Ballard. I don't know if you ever met him.
I think I've met Stephen before, yeah.
But he was doing whatever the fuck, and Tony was just like, oh, well, there's Stephen. He's our 1,000-pound squatter. He just squatted 1,000 pounds last week. We got it on video. I was like, people can do that? That's like a thing? What do you mean? So then that got me signed up immediately. And it's the same way. You see numbers on the board and you're like, wait a minute, I didn't know I could actually do that. That's possible?
Right. Right. If you never know something's possible, you're never going to try to do it.
Yep.
And that's what's helped me get to where I'm at. Like, I see other guys doing stuff, and I don't ever really look at age. I'm just like, all right, if this person at this weight can do it, then I can do it. Now, unfortunately or fortunately, like we've discussed before, we have a state that's retardedly stacked when it comes to being outside the bell curve. Yeah. So, like, I see guys like Ronald when he used to compete at 165, and he was doing crazy things. And then, of course, we have Jawan. And, I mean, like, these guys are awesome guys, and they're just way off the bell curve. But people don't know outside of the state, people are like, oh, I set a state record. I'm like, yeah, come to our state. That's the American record holders are in our city, And that, again, to the board. Like, I have Jordan up on the board, and people are like, that kid bench presses 500. I'm like, yeah, he's the American record holder in USAPL for junior. He's 19. They're like, what in the fuck? It's cool to just have those kinds of people, like, around just, like, every day. Some people want one of those. We have, like, 20.
Yeah. It's freaky. And I think the community's smaller in Alabama than it is in other states, so people wouldn't even realize.
Right.
And a lot of those guys have been doing it for a long time now.
A very long time. I mean, most of them over 10 years now. Like, I think I saw Jawan's post the other day where he posted, like, his first meet. And, man, you look like such a newbie, sneakers and a wide stance squat, like, almost upright. But, I mean, he was still, like, moving a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to see. Now he's an all-time world record holder. Like, that's
well, he's like
so
number
cool
2 in the number 3 now, I guess, in the world.
Yeah.
Overall. At any weight class, which is wild. And something you wouldn't really, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even think that in Alabama, just because the other states like Texas, California, Ohio, where it's like been a thing for so long. I still feel like powerlifting's relatively newer here.
It is, and you would think that Texas, with its sample size, would have a better representation, but it really doesn't.
Yeah.
It's almost like football. I mean, where did the best athletes come from? Alabama, Florida.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's where they all seem to come from. It's crazy. And Texas is huge in powerlifting. And Texas is kind of the model that I'm looking forward into the future here, because I want to do the high school side. I want to grow it from the ground up like that. I think that's really important to get exposure to, you know, lots of kids that weren't quite good enough for football, or like, you know, like, he's really strong, but he can't catch, you know, like, or like they can't learn a play to save their life. You know, football just might not be their thing.
Yeah.
So if you can cast a big enough net, then we can start getting those athletes that are literally not pursuing anything other than a job because they don't know about it. And so that's why I was saying how the gym now, it's big enough to where I can do events and get more exposure just to get new blood into it, and people that have never even thought about it before.
I think that would be
with
awesome.
Crazy equipment stuff. Yeah, I mean, I want to do like I'd love to do something where it's like the Arnold Sports Festival of the South. Like, that would be something really cool to, you know, grow organically from the bottom, and, you know, again, get like the high schools involved, and then, you know, just get more and more people gravitating to it. And like you said, grow that community. Like you're talking about, we're kind of very small, but there is a lot of knowledge here and a lot of good people.
Yeah. You should talk to Heidi about that, because she's wanting to do the same thing. She's like,
yeah, and I know she's been sidetracked with their gym expansion and stuff too, so that, you know, that's kind of getting settled in now. So I know she's definitely more time availability, I guess, would be the best way to put it now. So, you know, that's really what we need, a lot of boots on the ground to kind of get sponsors and things behind that to get the more exposure and stuff.
She's been working on something similar. Actually, she said it the same way. She wants to have like a Arnold of the South, or just a big expo,
like a fitness expo,
a big strength fitness expo. And now she has like jiu-jitsu on their side. She's getting she got with Danny Webster, who runs the Highland Games in Alabama. So she like has all these connections that she's built up, and she's just kind of waiting for the right time.
Right.
So if you can get high school sports in, or
that's what I'm working on. I've been working on that for about 6 months now, and it's made a good amount of progress. And the whole thing with me is it's got to reach that tipping point to where when I have the first team formed in high school, well, then everybody else is going to immediately, it's like competition. That's just how it happens. They're like, well, if they got a team, then we need to do a team. And then like the SID will go and talk to somebody at a seminar and be like, yeah, we're doing a powerlifting team, you know. So that's how I've been trying to grow it on that back end, and not by myself. I've got a lot of people working behind the scenes that have been tremendously helpful, you know, because they truly care about the sport itself and getting more exposure and taking it up to the next level.
Yeah. And are you trying to do that with equipment or no? Because most high schools still do equip lifting.
To me, it doesn't matter. You know, once you get somebody in there, you know, if they're going to do equip, that's one thing. But that comes down to also who's teaching these people when they're outside of the gym environment. So, you know, that's a twofold type thing. You know, like a lot of strength and conditioning coaches don't have any clue about like proper form and stuff like that. They're good for what they do for their sport specific movements, but when it comes to what we're talking about, and I guess overall strength from a long-term perspective, rather than like, I just need to get through the season perspective, I think that's the difference. But again, they can learn a lot from us too, from PT side, instead of the, you know, they're still going to the, well, oh, you got hurt, go get an MRI, sit out for 2 weeks, don't do shit. Oh, now you feel worse? Maybe you need to go talk to somebody, you know, instead of being, we see guys with like 2 quads get detached completely, and in 6 months they're back better than they were. Like, that's crazy, absolutely crazy, and that never used to be that way.
No.
It used to be like, you're done, you're a wash up, and now they come back better.
Yeah, it's definitely things are moving magnitudes faster than they used to.
Yep.
And then with high schoolers, they're already pretty resilient, and I think
Right.
maybe they don't take enough advantage of that because seasons are very short. Sitting out 2 weeks during a football season you're missing
That's a lot.
a lot of time, especially if it's not that great of a program and you're like not looking at playoffs or anything. So, and I think with powerlifting, I don't really know what the high school norm schedule is, but that's a pretty good off-season thing as well.
Right, and that's what I was thinking as well. Like, you could almost build it up at I know baseball's coming to an end, but you could go into the summer, build up people, and even do like a high school only meet before like football stuff starts. So that way they have something to chase in the off season, other than just the off season workout, which nobody fucking does. They half-ass it at best, and then they can take that, use this, and then you're growing it organically from that side because you're getting the exposure. And then you're also telling them, like, maybe football or basketball might not be your only thing. You might actually be really good at this. And in the end, like, being strong is never a bad thing either. So what's the worst thing?
Yeah.
You have way more chance of injury doing other stuff than powerlifting.
100%. It's one of the lower ones.
Right.
And with that, like a lot of the kids will probably just like to be in the gym, or, there's a lot of kids that play football because they get to go lift weights.
Right.
A lot. So,
right, because they may not have access to that.
Exactly, yeah. That's the only time they get to go to one.
Right.
For whatever reason. Even though there's probably more access now than ever. So you just be helping them find a direction that they actually like. Keeping kids off the street.
Yeah, and what's funny is I actually have people that I coach that are in the Birmingham metro area, and like they're scared to come to the gym because they're like, oh, I'm not strong enough yet. I'm like, get your fucking ass over here. That is so stupid. I was like, stop being intimidated. Get in here, and these people will talk to you. Like, it's not like a 24E where you see the strong guy and he's brooding in the corner and nobody will talk to you. And if you ask to work in with them, they're like, fuck you. Like here, they're like, yeah, you can work in. What are you doing? But like, they don't get that there's that whole community side of it too. And that's what's cool, to be able, again, to have more square footage to show them that's how the gym's supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun, which is kind of into like the crazy lists that we do sometimes. Like I'm there because I work all day, and when I come there, I know things that I want to get accomplished, but then like I like to have fun with it too.
Yeah.
I mean, that there's a method to the madness, and I don't really. It's not like I could write things for people to be like, go get this, try this. If that doesn't work, change this out. But when I'm doing it myself, like I'm literally like somebody mixing chemicals in a lab. Be like, let's see what happens when you do this. So or spice things up that seem to be too easy. I like to do things like that. And then the payoff works because it's grounded in something that I saw somebody else do, but then I maybe will take it and tweak it to turn it into more of a preventative maintenance lift, or truly highlight some deficiency, and then build upon that. And, just ultimately, if I can help somebody do something and explain it better and then do a video of it, it makes it a lot easier in the end.
Yeah.
Because I can't write down whatever, like a honeycomb squat. Somebody be like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah.
Or they don't have the equipment to do that kind of stuff,
For sure. I think the majority of people fall into that category. Because, I mean,
right.
People trust their coach regardless, and then you have a track record for having a method for the madness. So I think people would trust that, but it is more of a, if they're not at Iron Empire, they might not have it.
Right. And it's not even something like all these tools, they're not necessary, but they sure do show you a lot about yourself. Like, okay, why did you fail that squat? Well, it's because you're not bracing. Well, how do I feel a brace? Put something on your back that's unstable like this. Now do you feel it? Like, now I get it. Now I understand where I'm losing my power because I'm bleeding out because I'm pitching, I'm shifting, like all these things. There's ways to magnify it. I mean, that's the great thing about like the bamboo bar stuff. That stuff really does show you where you're weak on bench. You're weak off the chest, you're going to knock your teeth out at the bottom.
Yeah.
If you're weak at the triceps, it's going to be hard to re-rack that. So I like having those things, and I use tools like that with like the 11-year-old, and like it's very eye-opening to see how quickly an 11-year-old can adapt to those kind of modalities. It's literally session to session, where one session he could barely unrack it, and then the next one he's repping it and adding weight. And I'm like, that's so cool. If everybody had access to this, you would have less injuries because you're working the entire muscle joint area in the shoulder whenever you're benching with that bamboo bar. So like that's what I really like. And shit, I love sharing knowledge just as much as anybody else too. Like I totally get that side of Dave Tate to where he's always like, pay it forward, pay it forward, pay it forward. Like that monetarily, that's not as important as helping somebody out to me. And even at the meets, I mean, I think, me, I'm like, shit, I'll stop for anybody. Be like, what do you need? What do you want to do? And then most of the people from the team will do that as well. Like, just stop and help anybody because you want them to have a good experience in the meets and then also the gym too. I mean, that's literally what it all comes down to.
Yeah, and you guys, you rep your whole circle, so it makes sense,
right?
Too,
Yeah, we travel well, I guess.
Yeah, you do travel well, very well. See, 15-person meet and there's 20 Smurfs there not lifting.
Dude, yeah, I really like that though because nobody even has to get asked to show up. They just show up because they want to. Or a thing that I hear a lot is like guys like Roy. Like I remember at state games last year, like he was like loading weights for like some 98-pound kid, and they don't know what he can do, and he doesn't tell them. Like they have no idea. And he's like, what do you need? I got you, blah, 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 blah. And I like seeing stuff like that because to me that's more important. Again, like somebody having a good experience and having no clue who's helping you out or why, because if you did, then you'd probably be intimidated rather than having a good time. You're probably already freaking out from a meet anyways.
Yep.
But I do like that whole aspect of just creating that whole positive environment around the sport and the people and just kind of growing it from the bottom up. And shit, I wouldn't be where I was today if everybody was assholes,
True. Yeah, I mean, the community, like we said earlier, is pretty small. So if everyone's an asshole, it's not going anywhere.
No. And to segue from that, I really do believe the future of the sport, like the immediate future of the sport, is team-based. I really see it going that way. And I have a lot of ideas of how to implement that into a competitive environment and not turn it into a 50-hour fucking marathon. Like, I don't want the CrossFit Games spread over 4 days. I think we can do teams, condense it down, reduce the number of attempts, and really focus on the true one-rep maxes and that payoff in the end. And then, that will further grow that community side because you went to summer camp as a kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They put us in teams. Like you never met these people, but like suddenly you're like, okay, who's the best at kayaking? Like what I'm saying, like, but you're getting to know these people and you need to learn how to work together. And so like, I think that's the future of the sport. Whereas, we have a lot of people who will skip a meet now because they're like, oh, he's going to be there or she's going to be there. I'm not doing it. But if you're like, okay, it's a team of 6, well, okay, I can contribute to this. I can actually be a difference maker in this. I'm good at this. So I think that's the future, and it'll bring more people in with that in mind.
I agree. I think I've been talking about the team thing with Heidi for a minute, actually. And I said the same thing. Teams of 6. You have like, you can only represent a single weight class per person. And you have 3 guys, 3 girls. And then it's all dots based anyways. So everything's already relatively the same. You just go out and lift.
Right.
And you can even have not tested and tested in the same categories. Because typically across the board, there's not much difference. Like in terms of dot scores.
Especially now.
And yeah, especially like locally, state meets. There's not many people that are like super outliers on one side or the other. Yeah, I think it would be cool. I think people would sign up for it. And we have enough teams now, or enough groups, whatever, in Alabama.
But again, like camp though, you'd be getting people to form teams. You know, so you have people that are like, well, you know, I want to do this, but do you think you would sign up? Yeah, I'll do it too. Yeah, oh, such and such. He wants to. I think that's where I think the teams is more advantageous than just the individuals going out and crushing it week after week after week. You know. Because then we can get people who are the ones that are like, I don't know about it, to where like, oh, well, if you're doing it, yeah, man, I got you.
Yeah.
You know, and then
we need a bencher.
We figure out, we figure out a way to, I've thought about a whole lot of different things. And like I bought a giant wall calendar to start tracking everything and planning out things way far in advance so I can see it, because I have so many athletes now that are competing at all different, I guess, times of the year in different feds, that I need to be able to visualize stuff and see where things make the most sense. True off season, and then you still kind of have to work around football here because it's the South. So you have to mitigate all of those things at once when you're coming up with cohesive plans, especially if you want to do something nobody else has done before, because you have to overcome that newness of it. And then you also need to allow enough time to really sell it to sponsors and create something that's not just a rehash. You know, that's I want like that whole experience to be different. Like, what's our number one problem with a meet? Not as an athlete, but as a spectator. What's the number one problem?
It's fucking boring.
Yeah. So what do you need to do? You need something for the crowd to do.
Yeah.
So that's the side that I'm working from. Like, okay, do we make it interactive? Because then you could have miniature strength games. We could have other things. So I want to turn it into like a fucking county fair where everybody, no matter what demographic, there's something they can do. So that's the side that I'm thinking of, to where it's a completely interactive environment. And that way you have people like, yeah, I want to go. I mean, are they going to do the heavy mug hold, or are they going to do the Conan wheel? Like, you know, like I want them to be thinking of not just like, yeah, I'm going to watch you squat, bench, and deadlift, but the other 7 hours, like I'm going to do something for me, you know?
Yeah.
So like that's the side that I'm talking about. Like, do we need to get a live band? Do we need to, you know, all those different types of things, turn it into like a fucking crawfish festival. I mean, like there's lots of different ways you could spin it to get people to come and then watch their one person or 2 people lift, but then like go enjoy themselves and be like, oh, is it time for deadlifts yet? And then you can go back over there and do that, you know? So I think about all those kind of things, and having space and stuff like that is really what allows me to think about those things now, whereas before that was impossible because I couldn't rent fucking BJCC. It's $1 billion.
For sure.
So, yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff I need to sit down with Heidi and go over, like, how do we do this but not make it to where it's almost like gatekeeping, you know, to prevent people from coming. But, you know, the other side of that is like, we still need the exposure. So,
yeah. With the county fair side of it, I've actually talked to her about that too, and said at the least, I think like between squat and bench, when you get like a 10 or 15 minute intermission out of nowhere, if you even make it slightly longer, or you just be super efficient, you do like a bench press for reps competition for anyone in the crowd, and then people just pay like $5, and all that money goes to the lifters, or however you wanted to do that.
Right. But dude, Brian, I was literally thinking like, do we fucking run a bingo game during right there? You know, like I was thinking about things like that. Like, how do you make it interactive quickly? You know, something that you don't have to really explain to anybody. They can just pick it up and go.
Bet on the
So,
lifters.
Yeah.
Betting ring.
Yeah. I mean,
Gambling
I know
ring.
Justin would love to do that. He's like our like OTB gambler, bookie. That would be cool too. And that teams, that would really work good for teams, because then you're like, are they having a good day or a bad day? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
True mafia mentality. Like, hey, throw this bench press. I got 10 grand riding on it.
Yeah. That and the judges are now being bought.
Yeah, we'll have the fucking true 8-man out of powerlifting. That would be great.
A real reason for people to call it corrupt.
Right.
No, we don't need no knee sleeve controversy. We have straight gambling at meets.
And that you just totally reminded me of something. Like, I saw the best acronym ever for SBD, and I'm hoping either Massonomics or A7 runs with it, but it's squat bench drama. Tell me that is not the fucking sport.
Yeah. Somebody
There's
needs that.
Always
put that on
something.
a t-shirt.
Exactly. You'd be rich.
I saw something like that yesterday, I think, on a Reddit post. So yeah.
Yeah. That's where I saw it too. Like, and that's kind of like how I came with like the I don't give a fed, because like it just kept hopping. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, in the end, that was my rationality behind buying Charlie's equipment too, to be able to run the meet stuff. I'm like, all right, no matter what now, like something big happens, like, fuck it, I'll just take all this shit down and run my own meet. Like, I'll just, the IDGAF, the I don't give a fed. That's the new fed,
Yeah.
So, like, I want everybody to have exposure to the sport and not use something that people fuck up. So they're just people. But, like, you shouldn't abandon something. Look at all the shit that's happened in professional football. People don't be like, well, we're not buying tickets, like. Yeah, and, like, having the stuff to do in between, and getting the people not lifting involved. I mean, that's ultimately it. That's our biggest hurdle to overcome, because that's the dread. And then they also feel like they have something for the money they're putting in when they come in the door too.
That's true.
Now, the other side of that is, like, how much money do we pay for college football tickets? A lot.
Yeah.
You're going for 3 hours of entertainment that you have zero participation in. So, yeah, will you pay $15, $20 to go to a 7-hour event, watch people or maybe don't know, but you also get to participate in something. So, like, that's a way better bang for the buck, especially with the way the whole economy is right now. Everything's screwed up, and you have all these inflationary measures, and that's a whole other topic. But, like, you try to give people value, and I think there's a lot of room for us, because we have such a big window on a Saturday to be able to do that we can take that and make something of it, and keep teaching each other stuff till we find. Even though the community here is smaller, it is expanding now. Like, there's different demographics and age groups. I've got from the USAPL meet, the first one that I had in the gym, that was a really great turnout. Like, I really enjoyed that. And I truly had no expectations going into it. So I'm like, all right, if 30 people show up, I'll be happy. Well, I ended up with that 2-session meet, almost 250 audience. Like, that's a lot. Like, I was blown away. So that kind of shows me, like, okay, there is still legs here. And that was with no sponsors, no real push from other than Wes at TSS, but he's not even in the state, but he has the ability to make a post to his story, and he has so many followers that people see that and will come from Tennessee, Georgia, Florida. So that's where I think we need to get a better job as far as exposure, and not just, specific federations, but, like, all of them really need to focus on putting a spotlight on meets in certain areas. Like we're deficient here. So there's still a lot of talent here, because you see people here traveling to other states all the time. Like, why is that? Why are they going there for a local meet? Like, that shows right there that you have an opening that you need to fill that void. And even now, we still only do meets Birmingham and up. Like, we don't go down south. But, like, why is there not more of a presence down, like, in Mobile or even Montgomery? I know we go to Millbrook, but, like, there's people there. Like,
Yeah.
why are they not participating in stuff? They're not traveling either. So is that just because they don't know? So things like that. And from a sponsor standpoint, there's a whole lot of people that just need to know about the sport, that want to get involved in it, but just don't know. So when I did the last meet here, the Curse Lands meet,
Mm-hmm.
I was able to get 6 sponsors in 5 days.
Yeah.
Like, it was that easy. Like, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to get new people in the sport. I want to have you cover their costs, so that way I want to knock down the barriers. If people are saying it's cost, I want to get rid of that. So come do this meet for free. Tell me if you like it or not. And I don't think in the end we had a single person that did not enjoy themselves. Like, first time lifter to, even people like Corey who've been doing it. And, I like that standpoint from the growth, because to me, eliminating barriers for whatever reason is truly showing that you're there to help people understand what you're doing, why it's good for you, why it's, why are we having problems getting 55 people in the meet? Like, I'm trying to learn and study the data at the same time by manipulating the variables. And
Yeah.
I think if we had some sort of like quarterly meetings, like us that have been doing it a while, I think that would help a lot identify why we're not having a tremendous influx of how it used to be pre-COVID, when we were pulling CrossFitters. Because we don't really pull CrossFitters anymore. Like, why is that?
Yeah.
There's a lot of really strong people, but why are they not seeing us? Do we need to go to their gyms and have a seminar? Like, I'll hook the trailer up and drive it over there. Like, y'all want to, who's strong? Like, you want to see a calibrated plate versus a bumper plate? You want to try a Texas deadlift bar? You want to try a Kabuki bar? You want to try a Mammoth bar? Like, I think just people don't know. And I don't mind being like the boots on the ground type person, getting out there and showing them that. And yeah, it would be great if they end up joining the gym, but like, I just think we need to go and tap into this huge population base that doesn't know about us. And then kind of going back to the cost barrier side, how much money does CrossFit cost a month?
It's a lot.
Way more than
200.
powerlifting.
Yeah.
Way more. So, like, why are they not doing that? And your injury rate's higher. And so, I mean, like, are you really getting strong?
Yeah.
Are you joining a fraternity? Like, like,
Pretty much.
that's the
pretty
way
much
that
it.
you gotta look at it. Because if you're gonna pay, I don't know, $3,000 a year for something, but you're never gonna do anything with it, that's an expensive hobby. So what if you just pay $1,000 a year and you get to drink beer at the same time?
Hey,
Like,
the CrossFitters
I
do
could
that too.
sell it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
could sell it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the issue is with people signing up or not. I don't know if it's fatigue, like federation fatigue or something like that, or it seems like down here, at least at the gym I go to, the 2 handfuls of powerlifters, the majority of them will only do USAPL.
Mhm.
So like, even if
So,
you give them,
so to do like an old school marketing thing, like, do we need to do like exit polls? Like, do we need to
yeah,
ask people, like, okay, are you coming back? Do you think you would ever do this yourself? Like, could we do that to the audience, or random straw
for
poll? Like,
sure.
I think that kind of stuff is very important to understand the why and the why not, because then we could be like, all right, we have 57, it's too expensive. We have 300, it's fucking long. I don't
Yeah,
want to sit for 8 hours. Like, I mean, we kind of know these things. So, like, we've already discussed, like, what some of our ideas are on how to circumvent those issues.
But again, that's why I think we should do like a true like meeting of the minds. Like we all go to like a Mexican restaurant and fucking have like a big talk with like 10 of us that have been doing it a while. I think we could come up with a pretty cool thing and then do a major expo based around what we've all shared. And then, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, I think,
Yeah.
in the end.
I think 100% that's a good idea. And then as far as the exit poll or entry poll, however you want to, or just
Yeah.
poll,
Yeah.
you just do like a Google form and a little QR code, and then people just fill
Yeah.
that out. That's
Yeah, like that. How
as
are
they
we
come in the
doing?
door.
Yeah. Yeah. Fill
I
this
think
out.
as they come in the door, you can just say like, "Have you ever been to a powerlifting meet before? Do
Yeah.
you enjoy powerlifting meets? Is it boring?" Like literally just straight to the
We could
point,
have,
and then
we
you
could,
have
yeah, we could have a 10 question poll. Like,
yeah,
how many meets have you attended? How
yep.
far have you traveled for a meet?
Do
You
you
know,
compete?
exactly.
Yeah,
I think that's great. See, I like stuff like this because
yeah.
that's the stuff, the data is the most important thing when it comes to growing things.
Oh yeah,
And then finding out why it's stagnant and then how to circumvent it all. So I that's the side that I enjoy a lot too, just being from like the finance background, and problem solving.
yeah,
I like to sit down and go over the business side of stuff. And that's, like I said, why I bought the giant calendar, because I'm like, look at all the shit coming up, like I
yeah.
got to go here, I got to go there.
And engineers need to see it.
Yeah, I have to visualize it because I can't just keep flipping through my phone all the time because there's too much information on my phone
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's too condensed. Like I got to have it projected up on the side of a mountain type thing. Um, I that's kind of like that to that effect is the reason why like I decided not to compete this year too, because I'm like, you know what, the gym needs to grow, the sport needs to grow. I got to get more involved on this side of it, and now I'm doing the meet setup and breakdown. So like, I can't really go compete and then get good at these things if I'm trying to do that at the same time. So I was like, well, I'm just not going to do anything this year. I really want to focus hard on that. And then when I feel like that's kind of got its sea legs, then I can go back and compete again, because
Yeah,
if not, it's not going to get fixed if you're just putting on like, the slapping a Band-Aid on it and be like, yeah, it's fine. 30 people's enough. Like, no, I want like 60 people in the meet, like I
yeah.
want the dual platform. I want the team games. I want the audience getting it. Like I want all those things. So it's not going to happen if I'm like, I got to handle me.
It is crazy to think. Not even. I guess maybe it was after COVID. So 3-4 years ago when we had like 120 people at a meet.
Right.
I was wondering the same thing. I was talking to Christy yesterday, and I was wondering the same thing. Like, where do all these people go?
Right.
Like, it's almost like you got to go back on the open powerlifting and scroll through that meet and be like, who the fuck still competes? Why don't you
Right.
compete anymore? Like, reach out
Right.
to every single person.
Right.
I think that's also something that Christy and Heidi would have access to is like emails. Even though it's old, it's weird to think old school email blasting someone and just being like,
Right.
when's the
You
last time you
can't tag
competed and
400
why
people
haven't
in
you
an
done it?
Instagram story, so the email, yeah.
Yeah. And you just ask people why they haven't competed. Where you been?
I have a feeling it's going to be the squat bench drama.
It could be. Could be. I think that's part of it for sure. Is we've had 3 federations in 5 years.
And that's confusing.
It is, and it's frustrating too because you're like, well, I liked USPA.
Yeah, or you're like,
You don't know the
I was
drama.
really close to breaking that state record. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
wanted
that
to
too,
do it. So like, people like to do that. They like to have that carrot to chase, and if you take that away, then they're like, fuck it, I'm not starting over.
100%. And then the new records don't have names attached to them.
Right.
And then
I
they're
like
like,
the
well, I don't.
placeholders that are like out of this world. They're like, okay, I got to pull 700 in
Yeah.
open to even have a state record against nobody.
Well, that's what I mean. They're numbers from the last federation that have no name now.
Right.
So it's like 242, 750-pound deadlift. It's like, well, who the fuck did that? What?
Right. Open
I don't even know.
powerlifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think There's a lot that can be done, but yeah, where do you start? Good that you have a calendar.
Yeah, but I think we could all get together and figure it out pretty damn quick, though.
That's fair. That's true. You would at least have a idea of this is what I see,
Right.
and then the email blast and sending out a Google form to people, just saying, "Hey, fill this out, fill this survey out when you get a chance."
Yeah, it takes 2 minutes. Please do this. I think that would be really helpful, and just having data to go to, and then we can work backwards off of that.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely something that can be done very easily.
Oh yeah,
and set that
sure.
up. So we should probably get on that. That'd probably be of all the things you can do. That's probably the easiest and quickest to get done and sent out to people,
Right,
so
I
you have
think
an
that
idea of
is.
where to go.
Yeah, I mean that's like either one of us could send Heidi a message like right now and be like, "Hey,
100%.
do this." She's like, "Okay." That's
Yeah,
a pretty easy one to do.
it is. It is. And then this might be some. Once you come up with a direction for things, it might be a good Chat GPT thing.
Right.
Hey, I need to condense these ideas and come up with something that people would enjoy, and it would.
Right. Right, and then it's going to come up with like like horseback riding,
It could be.
deadlift.
Could be.
I mean, I'd be willing to try it.
So, yeah, and the Conan's wheel, stuff like that might be interesting. I'm thinking of like participation, but it has to be easy enough that people would actually try it. You know,
Correct. Right.
like a Hercules hold might be easier.
Or like I have one of those heavy mugs,
Yeah,
the 10 kilo mugs like that.
Yeah.
Here, come try this. People are like, fuck that, But I mean, there's lots of different things you could do, like Rolling Thunder grip challenge, or even just like the classic one you see at like the expos where it's usually like just hang for time,
Yeah.
body weight hang.
The-
I mean, things like that. You could run those in the background, and kids love shit like that. Like I even thought about buying a bounce house, like something to occupy the kids.
It's funny.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that's all the kind of things that run through my head all the time. Like, how can I be better? How can I be better? How can I be better?
Yeah. I think it's not hard, but it just takes a little bit of work.
Right.
And if you have
And it takes the
too much
classic
going on,
money.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, money too. Yeah, depending on what you do. I guess I guess you do need some sort of prize for people if they're
Yeah.
doing like a beer stein hold or something. They're gonna want to walk away with something. So
But that comes down to, again, like I was talking about, sponsors. So you can,
Yep.
if you have a cohesive idea, it's easy to sell that to somebody, and they'll back it.
it's true. Yeah,
It's just when you're gray on things, they're like, well, why don't I give you money? Because you really know what the fuck you're going to do with it. But
yeah.
if you're like, hey, we're going to do this, this, and this, you're like, okay, here you go. Like, that's it. Where do I send the money? Like, that
Have
was
you,
how easy it was.
Have you talked to Matt that does the 365 strong stuff?
Not in a while. I mean, because like I
Okay.
said, I've been doing this stuff, but
Yeah,
I know Matt. I watched his podcast with you, and that was really informative, talking about like his thoughts and ideas. He was good at representing what he thought would work and not work,
Mhm.
and why things work. So that's where we almost need like a poll for people that have hosted meets. Like, okay, what went right? What went wrong? What would you change next time? And once we figure out that exact form to follow for every meet, then it'll just roll and roll and roll and roll. And I
Yeah.
think that comes down to people being more open and communicative. But again, that's what I'm saying. I think we need like a quarterly meeting in person. I think Zoom is great and everything, but like to sit around and bullshit over like, at a Mexican restaurant drinking margaritas, that's totally different. And you
Yeah.
can get a lot more done. And then people could figure out things that, like were probably right in front of their face that somebody didn't ever tell them, like, that's a great fucking idea. And they're like, really?
yeah,
Like I was too scared to try that. Like, dude, that's awesome. So I think that's where we could all help each other out.
yeah. I think that's a good idea. I know Matt. He's actually wildly good at finding sponsors and getting sponsors in general. So that's always a good resource, I think, if you want to figure out better ways or maybe how someone else does it.
Right.
Because he used to do recruiting and whatever for venues for bands.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he used to like actually go out and find bands to come to his venue and play. So
Damn, that's a good idea.
right, it's an interesting other occupation that has the same need that we do. So
Right. And I mean, and you can still learn something from that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, same, but different, as they used to say.
Sounds like a very Seinfeld thing to say. Same but different. Okay, George.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm excited to see if powerlifting grows. I think we're at the point where there might be a shift. I know you were kind of alluding to it earlier. The reason I think that is 2 years ago we swapped feds, so it's kind of like we're at that point where it's like if it makes it past 2 years, we might be growing again because
Right.
people
And
might
then
forget.
hopefully it's not like a classic business model where it's like the 7-year point, you know. So I think that's
the 7th year is where you have growth.
right. You're going to lose money continuously for 7 years. Wow, what a great deal! Sign me up. Or the what is it? 98% of all business owners go bankrupt in the first 2 years. Like,
Yeah,
you know. So those are things that helped me though. Whenever I started gym, like I knew what not to do. You
yeah,
know, so like I knew it was going to be hard. I knew what I was up against. You know, and again, that's a testament to being around the right people and having people that will, you know, believe in what you're doing and then attract more people, and then having the events and the meets all working together, because I mean, we're all helping each other out in the end. You know, like if somebody comes to a meet here, but they're from Huntsville, what are they going to do? They're going to join a gym in Huntsville. And so we're all helping each other out. And like, I'm the first one to say like, oh, where do you live? Oh, you need to go talk to such and such up there. You know, like that's just how I've always been. And I think that kind of comes back twofold, you know, because not only are you growing the sport, but you're also helping somebody else put food on their family's table and stuff like that. So I would expect that everybody kind of has that same sort of end goal.
yeah. I think so. And it's like paying for the person's food behind you at a fast food place.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like that. I mean, it's just paying it forward. Like someone else is going to benefit, and you'll benefit in the long run too. So
Right. It's never a bad thing to do things like that, because I mean, it kind of just is a testament to your character in the end.
that too, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
something
like,
people can't take away from you.
right. And you know, like not only, gosh, last year was a crazy year for me. So, you know, when we moved to the gym here, I had the problem with the inspectors for almost 4 or 5 months. Like we weren't even allowed to lift at our own gym. That was shitty. You know, like, all right, I got $100,000 worth of stuff that's just sitting, no electricity, no water. I mean, every time that we would come here and work out, like it would just be miserable because I'm running off a generator. So I hated going to buy gas every fucking 2 hours just to keep a couple of fans running. Eventually I rigged the lights to turn on. Like it was just one thing after another. And then when the inspector finally caught us one day, he was like, I told you not to be here. I'm never going to give you a CO. I'm like, oh, please. You know, like I'm already fucked. Like I just fucked myself more. So like all those things on top of that, like last year was tough because I had to overcome so much adversity. Like I did a meet, I want to say right before we moved, or maybe it was shortly after. It was shortly after we moved. I was going to do a meet, and then like I tore the shit out of my groin. Like it was bad. Like I can't squat down or do anything, but I'm still going to do the meet in 3 weeks. So I managed to duct tape that together, and that was the hardest meet of my life. I mean, I squatted 400 on one leg. That's what I'll always remember that for. But I still benched 402 with one leg, and I pulled 500 with one leg. So like, yeah, it was tough, but then like it wasn't 2 months after that, my brother gets killed by a damn guy driving a semi truck under the influence. So I'm like, all right, well, this sucks. So the gym's closed. My brother was helping me get through the certification stuff because he was a fire marshal as well. So like, I was like, wow, this just keeps on coming, you know, like it just kept getting bad. I'm like, nope, just stay with it. Keep training, control what you can control. Everything will keep coming together, you know. And so I remember when the USAPL meet came, that was kind of like that first sign of like, okay, maybe this is gonna, you know, work out, and maybe having this new place is going to be a good thing because I can get people in here, you know, and things started looking up from there. But holy fuck, last year sucked dick, you know, across the board. That was a lot. I mean, I've never been one to like have like that quitter's mentality, but whenever nobody's allowed to come to your gym, you're still having to pay rent, you're still like just burning money, and you can't even use all the stuff that you just bought. Like, that was a tough pill to swallow. And so when things are going good, like, I'm very appreciative when things are going good, but also I'm not scared for like, you know, fuck it, throw it at me. Like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. Because I mean, it's
Already
been
through
really
it.
bad. Yeah. I mean, I've been through it, and I'm not scared to sail through the hurricane, you know, like, fuck it. But you got to have good people behind you too, though, to do that. You can't sail on the ship alone. So, I mean, like guys like
100%.
you, people like Heidi, like even Charlie. Charlie still helps me. Charlie will, you know, if I ever have a question, I have a large toolbox to go to in order to find out the right thing, because there's a good knowledge base in this area for a whole lot of different things. And then just through not just the sport, but, you know, business in general, you know, like, I've been able to build up these networks to where we can all get better from it across the board. So that's why I really am a proponent of sharing knowledge as much as, you know, learning from people. I just want everybody to get better, not only stronger, but, you know, just, I don't want anybody to have to go through the shit I went through with this gym. So if somebody tells me they want to open a gym, I'm like, okay, listen, this is what you don't do, you know? Don't fucking move in until you have a certificate of occupancy, you know? Like, note to self, go take the fire marshal out to dinner, you know, like things like that. So, you know, I like stuff like that, but I never let things bother me too much on the surface. Whereas even if something really sucks bad, like, I can probably get a good squat day or a deadlift session to get through it for the most part. So which makes when you get hurt though even worse though, because that was my outlet. You know, that's the way I look at it. That was my way that I was trying to cope with whatever happened. If that makes sense.
Roll.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, Brian, I do enjoy what I'm doing, and I really don't see myself doing anything else. Like, this is what I want to do full time. Like, I fucking hate the 9 to 5 shit. I would rather just do this all the time. Yeah, I just want to, you know, I could see myself doing this till like the day I drop dead type thing. You know, like, I really don't see any other thing that would be as fulfilling as what I'm doing now. Just because there's always new people coming through the door, and, you know, there's still new information coming out if you look in the right places, and, you know, adapting and learning and constantly moving forward. And it's not just growing will happen eventually, but, you know, working with everybody else to get everything to where kind of the vision we all share. I think that's the most important thing to me.
I think very well said, first off. And second, yeah, there's always new directions to go, even with a gym. Like, there's so many gyms out there that are doing something different than you do in a good way. So you always have a direction to be like, oh, we can do this, and it'll change things across the board, and more people will come in, more people to help, more people that might be interested in powerlifting or CrossFit or whatever, strongman, whatever it is. You just got to get them foot in the door, and then they'll be addicted like everyone else.
Right. Like, I think there's a lot more expensive hobbies out there. A lot more that are not as good for you. You know, I've yet to see,
100%.
other than the caffeine addiction, I've yet to see any real problems with the sport. You know, uh,
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that's ever said like, "Fucking, I hate being strong." Yeah, I've never heard anybody say that.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't heard anyone say anything about being strong. Maybe some people don't like to be as big or whatever, but there are solutions for some of those things.
Correct.
And it would be going to the gym and sticking with
Right.
it.
Right.
So yeah, I can see a lot of good things. It would be interesting to see what kind of growth you guys have at Iron Empire. You know, do you know Alan Thrall, Untamed Strength?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's on YouTube, guy in
Oh, yeah.
Sacramento. He was my first powerlifting coach, but you know his story is pretty incredible as well. Got out of the military, opened his first gym in his garage, then moved to like a whatever it was 800 square foot building,
I
and then doubled
watched
it.
his videos. What is it? So you think you want to own a gym? I watched those videos. I'm like, this is spot on.
Oh yeah.
Exactly what he was saying, and
Yep.
what to do and not do. And I took notes. I watched it. I was like, this is excellent information for anybody that wants to do this. He is hitting the nail on the head.
Yeah.
You know, like the simple things like, oh, you came to my gym, I have more shit than anybody else, but you're asking for a discount? Fuck you, get out. You know, like things like that. He's like, just fucking stand your principles. You don't want people that don't want to pay.
Know your worth.
Yeah, you don't want people that don't want to pay, because
For sure.
you want people that want to be there. And if you start putting in people that don't belong there, well, they're not going to stay anyways. You know, like why are you doing that for somebody that's only going to last a month whenever they get around people that really care? You know, like, or just things like
Yep.
that he pointed out. And then, like his gym is crazy nice too. Like I was literally screen capturing things like, oh, this is a good idea. I want to copy this. I want to do that. Like, I mean, he packed things well,
funny.
he organized things well. I really liked how he did stuff.
Yep.
Like, yeah, Alan's a cool dude. I'd love to meet him one day. I have not met him in person.
Yeah. I met him at a seminar once. But he's super nice, super cool, and very informative. But I can see your gym growing the same way, where it's like now you're in a warehouse. Well, next you might be in a fucking giant warehouse.
Yeah, I'd love that. Like an old
Yeah.
Walmart or something. That'd be cool. Definitely.
Hey, we've got a bunch of those in Alabama now, so
Yeah, and I know
maybe not a bunch, but there are a few.
I've mentioned this to people before. Like, I remember when I first signed the lease for the 500 square foot barber shop, and I was petrified. But the day that this became available, and it was like 3 times the price, like I didn't hesitate. There we go. I don't know if you heard that last part, but it was I was saying like how that the first place we ever signed the lease for, you know, I was petrified to sign it, and it was only for like $800 a month. And then like moving over to here, it's like $4,000 a month. But I was like, oh, I'll sign this right now. Like I had that much faith in what we were doing and everything. Of course, I didn't know about the fire marshal. Yeah, I was saying, like, I remember when I signed that lease to the first place where it was only like 900 square feet, and I was petrified to sign a lease for, I think it was like $800 or something like that. And then coming to this place, as soon as it became available, I didn't even look at the number. I didn't care. I was like, this is what I want to do. Like, and I just signed it right away.
Yeah.
And I think it hit 2 days later. I'm like, oh, fuck, that's like $500,000. Like, you know, when you add up the lease, I'm like, oh, wow, that's a lot more than the little fucking barber shop, you know? So, but that's like to the point I got to. I'm like, you have to believe in what you're doing, or you're never going to go anywhere. And you also have to be willing to take a chance. But right back to the same adage before, like, you know, I trust all of y'all. I trust our community to know that, you know, like, I'm going to be okay as long as we all work together and do things, you know, like that. And that's kind of it in a nutshell. I'm not scared to take a chance because there's a lot of good people here.
Yeah, and I think with business, it's a little different. You do need to have like a grandiose goal.
Right.
And you have a strategy to get there. But it sometimes does need to be a little more outlandish than maybe, I want to bench 400 this year.
Right. It's like, what's your current max? 275. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's slow it down a tiny bit.
Yeah. That's one of my favorites. Like, so how long did it take you to get 400? I'm like, well, I'm 48, so 45 years. you know. Uh, I
Yeah.
mean, so
Yeah.
people don't know how hard it is or how easy it is sometimes, but it's crazy when you're around the abnormal a lot, then you don't really appreciate that until you go into the normal world. Like when we were forced to work out at a commercial gym, and then you see things, I'm like, this motherfucker doesn't even know how to use that machine right, and nobody's telling him how to do it right. Like,
Yeah.
you have 500 people, and they're all doing their workout. A lot of them are doing it wrong, and I'm just like, God, you're wasting your time. But I mean, I can't go over there and I can't save the world, you know. So
Yep.
you just let them go about it, and you're like, man,
Yeah.
look at all these people that don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they're there, so you're doing something. But
It's better than nothing.
so much better, yeah. You could just be so much better, and like, I guess that's the side of me. Like, I just want to be. If I'm going to do something, I want to do it right every time,
Yeah.
and I want other people to do it right too. So I guess that kind of is the coaching side as well. Like, you know, like if you're going to spend your time and you're going to spend your money, well, we're going to do it right. Don't just come here and think that, you know, like I'm going to print out like a 1 month plan and give it to you. No, because I'm going to say, all right, how did Monday go? All right, what are we missing? Let's try this on Tuesday. Let's work on this on Wednesday. And so that's how I've just become really good at writing programs on a daily basis for all of my athletes, which it's crazy how efficient you can get once you know, you have enough exposure, I guess. So a lot of things are similar, but you know, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. A lot of the times you just need to know when to do the certain things at a certain time for individuals, and ultimately it always works out in the end whenever you do it the right way.
Yeah. I think a lot of people in commercial gyms could use that information.
Mm-hmm.
And back to that, though, funny enough, whenever someone asks me, so like just people that aren't normally powerlifting or whatever, normal people, normies, whenever they ask me, I'm just like, how do you, they're like, I don't know, I'm scared to go to a gym because I don't know how to do any of this stuff. People are going to make fun of me, whatever. It's like, well, one, no one's doing that. But two, just Google it. What are you talking about? The machines all have a name on them. Most of them have pictures on how to use it. If you can't figure it out from that, just look at a machine, see the name, Google it, and go do something you do know how to do.
Right. You can literally be like, you know, I'm not going to say
It's
it's crazy, but you can say, hey, and then what does this do? And they'll be like, I found 7 videos to show you. And you're like, oh, okay. Like, it's that easy. I mean, I started this by watching Mark Bell videos. Like, that's how I figured out how to do commands. I was watching his command videos. I'm like, okay, this is squat, bench. Okay, I got you. Start, press, rack. Okay. Like, that was it. I didn't have anything to draw from.
And no one. There's not really, there is now, but people just don't know that kind of stuff in a normal gym.
No.
So you just have to figure it out for yourself.
Right.
Crazy thing to think. You have to think for yourself and figure it out. But I don't know. People just like, oh, that's too much. That's too intimidating. I'm just not going to do it at all. It's like, you have interest in it clearly because you're asking.
Or you have people that'll spend $1,000 on matching clothes and bullshit and everything. I'm like, you don't even know how to squat, which goes right back to, you remember what Louis said? What did Louis say? You don't want $100 pair of shoes and a fucking 10-cent squat. Like, you see that all the time, and he was the one that he's like, look at this motherfucker. Like, what are you doing? Like, I got a guy that squat his underwear, you know.
Those guys are the ones quarter squatting with a gold chain in their mouth too. So I don't know what to tell you there. This tells you a lot just by seeing it.
My favorite thing is to watch my current athletes dig up their old videos, and they'll send it to me and be like, they're like, look at this dumb motherfucker. I'm like, yeah, if you only knew. He's like, man, I would make fun of myself so much now. Like, but to them at that time, though, I was like, look, the other side of that is you had the desire to get better. So, like, you can't, desire has nothing to do with depth. if you want to squat 500, at least you're willing to put 400 on your back, because some
Yeah.
people be like, ah, that's too much. So you got to have a little bit of crazy in you.
Oh, for sure.
But you gotta
There's
follow it through. Like if you're gonna drive a train off the cliff, you need to make sure the caboose goes off too. Like the whole thing.
yeah.
Don't go halfway.
There's no half-assing, only whole assing allowed.
Exactly.
Full ass.
That sounds like our training now.
I was about to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a motto that might be on the board soon.
Right.
Full
that
ass
could
it.
be Rule 7, full ass, no half ass.
It's good. I forgot you have the gym commandments.
Yeah. I
the
really
wall.
do think that should be the 7th commandment.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's good. 7. You only need 3 more after that, so
Yeah, that shouldn't be hard. We'll fill them in.
it's good.
I think re-rack your weights is number 1. I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, no, don't be a bitch is number 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Re-rack your weights might be number
Clean up
2.
your shit, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a tough thing
which
to
is-
find.
Yeah, I mean, like, I have camera system now, so, like, I don't know who the fuck they think they're hiding from when they leave their shit, because I'm like, you left something? They're like, wasn't me? I'm like, that's you in the picture, is it not?
That's funny.
tough to escape.
Screenshot. Got the evidence. Called
exactly.
in 4K.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to see a video of you getting out of your car before you left the shit on the bench? So that's. I mean, I like having just those simple rules up there, because I mean it kind of fleshes it all out in like less than a paragraph.
Yeah. And that's all you really need. It's shit like that. There's a little bit of structure, and people should be good to go.
Yeah, somebody pulled up next to me like, "What the fuck are you doing in front of the gym?" I'm like, doing a podcast. Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, I'm smart enough to sit in the shade though.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be cooked alive if not. It's already May. Crazy enough.
Yeah, it's gonna get hot here soon.
Yeah, down here as well. We've got that meet in July in Amp with no AC, no fans, just ball sweat.
Once again, that's why I have the giant calendar, because I'm like, okay, this is a no-go time. This is a, what are we going to do here? Like things like that.
Have a venue.
Right.
For
Need
these
to have
months.
something, or get like like if we do like an outdoor thing, like there's enough land over here to where you could do like a giant outdoor tent, and then do like the big cool air thing. Like, I mean, things like that. Like, there's ways around everything.
Yeah, that'd be the only way. Because, man, I moved down here in July, and the gym I go to is like I don't remember how big it is, but it's a fucking massive warehouse. Used to be like like they delivered school equipment out of it. Mm-hmm. That kind of warehouse. And I joined in July, and my God, it was hot as shit. He got 2 big-ass fans, like the actual big-ass fans on the ceiling.
Just to blow the heat in a circle?
Thank God. Hey, thank God for that, because otherwise heat stroke. I mean, it's like brutal. And I'm interested to see how this meet down here is going to go in July, because they've got Dan Griggs coming to try and pull 500 kilos. I don't know about that.
On a wet bar? That's what you better have a lot of chalk.
God.
Is it going to be a
Never clean
kabuki
that
bar?
thing off.
Is it going to be kabuki? You don't
think
know.
it's a Texas bar.
Okay.
I think it's a Texas bar.
And that's even like people talk about like, oh, the whippiness, the length, and all this stuff, but like people not familiar enough with the sport don't understand like the diameters of the bar. So like that's why like the kabuki bar tears your shit up, because it's a millimeter smaller, so it's going to move in your hand more if you grab it like a Texas bar. So like that, me having all these different types of bars here, like you can experiment and not be shocked on meet day when you're like, oh, that was way different than I expected. So like that kind of goes back into the, if it's going to make somebody stronger, or if we can help eliminate a variable, then I'll buy it.
Yeah.
So it's I like
practice.
having all that crazy shit just to eliminate doubt from people.
Yeah. Good. It's better to have it and not need it, right?
Exactly. a big proponent of that.
Not every gym can say that. I think we have a kabuki bar, but it's locked up because it's someone's.
Really?
So, but yeah, they have a dude. There's like, which that bar I can understand because it's the gym I go to. They do a lot of high school and well younger than that even just like youth athletic training in groups. So they're all just like grabbing bars, putting them on benches, doing whatever the fuck. But there's a lot of bars that are locked up that probably shouldn't be. The kabuki bar is the only one that makes sense.
See, like, and notwithstanding kabuki, but like the Texas bars and stuff, like your normal bars, like people
Yeah.
will say stuff like, "Oh, you know, like you're gonna mess up the bar and stuff like that." I'm like, I'm more worried about the fucking plates. Each one of those plates costs as much as the fucking bar. Like, hey, you know, it's like that. That's the money. Like when I bought Charlie's stuff and then I had my stuff, I'm like, fuck me, I have like $30,000 worth of calibrated plates. Like that's a shitload of plates for somebody who just started 5 years ago, had none. You know, I bought them right when COVID hit too, before they went outrageous. And so like having all of that shit, that's like that in the gym floor. Like I have just as much money in gym flooring as I do in fucking calibrated plates. That's hands down the most kick in the dick part of owning a gym. Like, oh wow, that's 150-pound mats. Those cost more than everything else here, and you can't really get any benefit of them, and you don't want to fucking move them.
Oh no, they fucking suck.
Yeah, but
They
you don't want to
fucking
rebuy them.
Yeah, cut them down, make them fit. Yeah, that's fucking ass. I think that's some of the little things that people don't think about for sure.
Yep.
When you talk about owning a gym, that and the daily maintenance, I think, are two big things people don't think
There's
about.
always fucking something like, hey, this comp collar thing came off. I'm like, well, did anybody put Loctite on it when it came off? No, we can't find the end. I'm like, didn't think to maybe look around wherever you found this. Or the plugs and the calibrated plates. Like anytime they come out, I Loctite them back. But I mean, it's gonna happen. It's normal, you know.
For sure.
If they were sitting in a cabinet rusting somewhere, they wouldn't be doing anybody any good. So I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah,
it could always be worse.
Yeah, true.
It's part of the deal.
I think I see the cables for like lat pull downs and shit always broken.
Yeah, that's
Need
stuff.
to be
As a
replaced
gym
every
owner now,
3 months.
I know what to avoid. Like I don't really like buying cable stack stuff. I like buying plate loaded stuff because the plate loaded stuff is going to take the beating. You know, and nobody here is moving 20 pounds. You know, we're all like, I want the whole fucking stack. You know, so that eats up those cables, and like you have to go plate loaded or even stuff with band pegs on it. Like you need those kind of things. People still freak out when they break a band. I'm like, it's $6. Don't worry about it. You know, like I have literally every time they go on sale on Elite FTS, like I'll go buy a shitload of them and just keep them in my box. I'm like, it's okay. I have like 50 more. You know, that's just part of the deal.
If something breaks, I'd prefer it to be that.
Exactly. That's the least of my worries. Yeah, $6. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I actually talked to a friend of mine named Sal. He's in Texas, and he owns like a smaller private group training style gym, and he always talks about with me whenever we talk how he can't train in his own gym because there's always something that catches his eye, and he's like, I gotta do this. I can't focus. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Do you ever have that issue or no?
No, I really don't, because when I start training, I'm usually like, fuck it, I'm training right now. So like I have the ability to turn off everything. It's kind of like a meet.
Yeah.
So that's how I approach my training. When I'm in that moment, I'm doing that. And I'm not thinking about anything else. I'll handle that at a later time because, I mean, I tell everybody all the time, you know, when they're like, oh, hey, look, what do you think about it? I'm like, it's okay. I know the owner. It'll be fine. Like, that's what I tell them, you know, like, hey, it's okay. Like, I got it. It's not that big of a deal.
Nice.
So it keeps me, just put it off to the weekends most of the time, unless it's something major. You know, it would have to be something like the fucking toilet's exploding. Be like, got to stop squats, you know. So I don't worry about things like that. Little shit.
That's good.
Yeah. And if anything breaks, like,
I think
I
not
can
everyone
fix
can do
it.
that.
Yeah. I don't have to call somebody to fix anything.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a huge benefit. But I
Right.
think most people could get there again with Google and YouTube, especially when it comes to like gym equipment.
Right.
Like they don't make it very complex for a reason.
Right.
But I don't know if everyone has the patience to sit there and do that.
Yeah, but I mean, I work in a machine shop too, so like I know how everything
Right.
works, and I know where to buy those things, and I know how to fix them, and I deal with those things all the time. So, like, oh no, this broke.
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy to fix. I'll make it stronger next time, so that way we don't break it. So that
That's
I
funny.
guess that's so it doesn't bother me as much as it would somebody else. And when
Yeah.
something's dead, I know when to throw it away too. I'm like, that's not salvageable. Like it, that like the Conan wheel. When I bought it,
Yeah.
I saw the ad and I was like, okay, he'll give me a deal. What can I make this for? And then I start looking at it. I'm like, all right, by the time I do the print, it's going to take me this much time. I got to buy the material. How am I going to paint it? How am I going to do this part? Because my guy will do whatever I say, but a lot of the stuff, like I'll have to be hands on with him when he's assembling it. So like I have to look at it from a standpoint of like that, like how much time is going to be involved with that simple machine. So then in the end, I was like, I can't build this cheaper than I can just buy it from him. So I'm just going to buy it. So like, that's what I do with
Yeah.
everything. I'm like, if I can make it and it's a better deal and I can have it now, then I'll do that. But if not, I'll just buy it. But I also know
Always a
what
good
quality
plan.
looks like too, though, Brian. So like, if I get
Yeah.
something, I'm like, this is fucking dog shit. Like this tubing is cheap. Yeah, because I buy stuff all the time. I make stuff for
Yep.
people. So, and I'm always trying to idiot-proof things or make things last longer. Where are the weak points? How can I improve it? I mean, that's literally my job. So that helps not just equipment, but people.
Yeah. That's a huge benefit that not other people have. For sure. That's something you can't just learn on YouTube either.
No, like I taught myself CAD. Like that, being able
Yeah.
to make things and create them in your head and then put it on page and then go make the part with your hands. It makes it a lot more fun because you can design something and then make it work in virtual reality and then go make it in reality and then make things practical.
Yeah.
Like,
And it makes sense because that makes Iron Empire a little more unique as well.
yeah, because a lot like the belt squat I built, like things like that. Because you
That's
couldn't
super
buy a
cool.
fucking belt squat during COVID. So I'm like, we need a belt squat. I'll just make it.
I will say that is one of the ones we had a custom one at Strong Inc. Well, custom.
I know which one you're talking about.
Not fit for human use.
I remember it.
Yeah. I think he probably sold that or something.
He did.
Because he got a new one. The new owner, his insurance guy came in and told him, you got to get rid of all this homemade stuff. So out it went. But
Yeah,
when you can do that in your own place,
Yeah,
it's always
definitely.
a benefit.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to have in your back pocket when it makes sense.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because you still got to have like the name brand stuff.
Of course.
But when it comes to like a belt squat or the equipment that is name brand, but also $3,000 over what it's actually worth.
Right, and that comes down to, like I said, like if I know the quality level when I see something, like I can tell you right away, like, is this worth it? Yes or no? Is this a good deal? Yes or no? Like, what's going to break first? Like, do I want to spend the money? Because I'm going to have to fix
Yeah.
this when it breaks type thing, So I look at all those things when anything that I buy. I mean, and I'm always hawking like marketplace and stuff like that. But those quality brands, there's a reason that they get bought up quickly whenever they get listed at any time. I mean, you know what's good and what's shit all the time, and you know what you want to put in your gym, so you don't ever get told like, oh, the leg press broke again. Like, I bought a Nebula leg press because you can put more weight on it than any fucking human can lift, and it's going to perform because it's built to move a tank. So I'm never gonna. That thing will outlast me.
It's like Rogue versus Titan.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, everything comes down
Titan,
to
you're gonna be
it's value. Yeah.
over and
It's
over.
all value. You're gonna put it in the worst environment ever, you're going to beat the shit out of it. So, like, get stuff
100%.
that can take the beating, like the people.
The good, strong Southern people.
Right.
Yeah, suits it. Cool. I'm good with that. You got anything else?
No, I mean, you really hit on everything, and then we expanded on the stuff that, like that I had written down. So I'm happy about it. I do want to do something
Sick.
with this, though, like getting together. I think that would be cool if we can get like me, you,
Yeah.
Matt, Heidi, Christy, like shit. I mean, we probably got 15 people that we could all get at the table. Like we could get Richard, Avery, Ronald. I mean, like stuff like that, and then do like a big like family get together. And even if we only do it once a year, it would help a lot.
Yeah, I think so too. I think just spreading the ideas that everyone has and getting everyone's input on this would work, this might not work, this is how it would be better.
Yep.
I think that's a perfect way to do it, and probably the only way you actually can grow the sport.
I would agree.
When everyone that's got a hand in it gets together and puts their ideas together, has a brain trust.
And then it's easier to sell to big sponsors because you're like, hey, we're united on this. So
100%.
we want to do this, and it'll cover you for 10 meets.
Yep. Yeah, that's a really good way to do it too. Instead of we have a meet in 2 weeks. What do you got for us? It's
Right.
like you get the same thing for every meet. They sign a contract essentially.
Exactly. But then also if we can increase like that, the baseline to where it's like somebody's always like every athlete's always getting a lanyard or always getting a swag bag. And then you can build on top of that. Well, then you're like, fuck man, I paid $150, but I got $400 worth of shit. Like that's easy to sell.
Yep.
Somebody's like, this is a good deal, So like that's the kind of things that I was thinking about.
Yep, 100% agree there. Incentivizing people to sign up. I like it. Do you want to shout out your gym officially for everyone? And
Yeah. I mean,
your other stuff?
anybody that comes into Birmingham is welcome 24/7, 365. It's at 290 Ruffner Road is the new location. It's right across from the baseball field. You got a sign out front by the road, and then key code access on the door for access anytime. And then waters are free, like because you're gonna fucking sweat, guaranteed.
You're going to sweat.
Yeah,
Hell
get your
yeah.
name on.
I'll be there in the fall.
Yeah, we'll have Rule 7 on the board when you get here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
No
Iron
half-ass,
Empire.
whole ass only. Is that the way I'm going to say it?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
Whole ass only.
Yeah. Okay.
No half ass.
Okay. I'll get it on there today.
I like it. Sick.
All right.
Glad I
Thank
could contribute.
you. And I appreciate it very much. And
Yes,
I'll
sir.
see you soon.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Have a good one.
All right. You too, Brian. Bye.
That was episode 21. If there's anything we missed with Chris, let me know in the comments. We'll get back to him. We might get on all the Smurfs at once or something insane like that. Other than that, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. That was your Friday Night at the Barbell. Peace.